What if the next customer who walks into your shop is ready to buy, but your team misses the moment? Modern selling needs more than confidence. It needs human sales intelligence, understanding buyer psychology, asking better questions, listening deeply, presenting value, handling objections, closing naturally, and building trust that brings customers back. Now, add AI sales intelligence, your always on sales coach for sharper product knowledge, stronger pitches, smarter follow ups, objection practice, customer role play, upselling ideas, and continuous improvement. Human instinct, AI intelligence, one powerful sales advantage. Welcome to the Retail Sales and AI Masterclass. This sales skills course is delivered by Dr. John Aikeremioka. In any transaction with others, you may need to go through a sales activity. This activity may not necessarily involve the exchange of money. You might be selling your skills in a job interview, or you could be selling the features of your design to an engineering committee. In any of these interactions, you can greatly benefit from knowing how to sell. Selling optimizes your transaction to get the best results for what you have to offer. Naturally, it is quite important to know the tricks of the trade in order to get the best outcome with minimum effort. If you are in a professional sales position, knowing these skills is even more central to your daily professional life and livelihood. It is therefore almost critical to go through some systematic training to get prepared for all eventualities. In this course, you will learn about different aspects of sales, become familiar with traditional and more modern approaches, and learn how to use psychology to obtain optimum results. By the end of this course, you will be able to sell effortlessly while making a long term relationship with a prospect for future potential sales. This is normally a full day course with variety of exercises designed to make you more familiar with this skill. You will see how it works in theory and will get a chance to try it out yourself. We are going to go through a number of techniques in this session, and you will get to practice your skills until you feel confident about implementing them. It is better to learn a set of techniques well than to know a lot of methods that you are not confident to use. The techniques I'm going to talk about are well known to work. In this session, you will be introduced to basics of sales. You will learn about a number of sales myths that can reduce a salesperson's efficiency. You will also learn about traditional sales methods and will be introduced to a particularly famous sales technique. By the end of this session, you will be able to sell using a structured framework and have the right mentality to maximize your conversion. We will focus on theoretical content at the beginning of the course. At the end of this session, you will get a chance to practice what you have just learned. Let's start the course by looking at why people buy. What is it they are trying to buy? Are customers interested to buy things, or is it something else that they are after? Customers are looking for a solution to their problems or ways to make their lives more comfortable. For example, consider airline tickets. People are not really there to buy the ticket. They are there to buy a fast, cheap, convenient means of transport to get to their destination on time and on budget. Similarly, people buy insurance because they want peace of mind and a great future for them and their family. How about cloth? What do you think people are really buying when they buy clothes? You will expect answers like an impressive appearance with style and grace, which maximizes their effectiveness. Let's consider some more examples. What do you think people are really buying when they buy computers? A productivity tool and a life optimizer, which can be used anytime, anywhere. What do you think people are really buying when they buy books? An experience and a piece of knowledge I will never forget. What do you think people are really buying when they buy a house? A comfortable place that I can call home, which also serves as a valuable investment. In recent years, due to the huge progress in industry and information technology, there has been an explosion of services and products that is easier than ever before to produce and distribute to many potential customers on this planet. As a result, selling has also grown in line and has become a fully fledged profession. Everyone has been exposed to both sides of the deal in their life, both as a seller, even though that could have been selling your unwanted stuff, and a buyer who has been shopping around for goods. As a result, we all have a perception of a salesperson and selling activity, which can be misguided and unhelpful. There are a number of myths that may simply put you off from selling or discourage you. Let's have a look at these. Consider this statement: selling is unprofessional. Do you agree? If you find yourself in any of the above situations, you have a professional obligation to help out your client. Consider this statement: anyone can be persuaded to buy. Spend your time where it matters most. Technology has made information easily accessible to anyone, and many clients are more informed nowadays. If you have a strong case and believe you should be able to persuade the client, take necessary steps to research the topic and clarify any points. If you think your case is weak and you really don't have much chance, set a hard limit on the amount of time and effort you are going to spend to limit your losses in case the sale did not go through. The key is to determine if a client has a genuine need for your product or services. If they don't, move on to those who do and save yourself energy and time. Consider this statement: buyers are liars. We have to expect and understand that sometimes buyers may not know what they need to address their problem. As a professional salesperson, it is part of your role to discover your client's needs by paying attention to their requirements before suggesting a solution that would solve their problem. If you focus on closing the sale, then your focus is really not on the customer, but on yourself. Hence, you may find the buyer difficult. Your view of the buyer will change once you focus on finding your customer's problems and ways to address his concerns. Consider this statement: buyers make their decisions primarily based on price. Do you agree? Price is an important parameter, but it is important to remember that it is just another factor along with many other parameters such as the following: value for money, ability to fulfill a need, long-term impact, supplier-consumer relationship, potential future sales, and word of mouth. If the customer is not fully aware of what they are getting and how it fits into their lives, they may decide solely based on the price. Consider this statement: there is an effective selling technique that can be used on everyone. People have different personalities, needs, lifestyles, and circumstances, and therefore should be treated differently. You cannot use the same technique on everyone and expect to get the same result, even if the technique has proved to be very effective on a particular customer. Each sale can teach you something about the behavioral pattern of buyers, and such information can accumulate into a source of knowledge that you can tap into to increase the efficiency of your sales. Consider this statement: You must close the sale as soon as possible. Do you agree? It is important to move people towards making a decision. Include a call to action in your proposals and conversations. However, a sale is about establishing a relationship, and relationships can't be forced. A client may require more time to understand this relationship better before making any critical decision. Consider this statement: close the deal at any price. Do you agree? Do you think this belief is popular among the sales professionals? Indeed, they have quota and they are determined to make it, irrespective of the value of the deal, their time, or even satisfying the customer's needs. What are the interests of the buyer? To know what the product is and how it can help him. What are the interests of the seller? To sell, but also to understand the potential to make a lasting relationship, since the long term benefits of keeping the customer is far more lucrative and critical than just making a sale. For example, a classic tactic is that a large corporation approaches a small business for their services. The small business, hoping to get future business with this large company, which can be potentially lucrative offers to give their current services for much cheaper than the competition. However, the large corporation may not follow suit with future orders, and the small company has lost a great opportunity, time, and effort. Consider this statement: you can do what it takes to close the deal. Do you agree? Consider this statement: I don't care what my customers want. I'll sell them what I can to reach my quota. And what you think of this? Machiavellian tactics might be effective in the short term, but in the long run, they can come back to haunt you. If you want a loyal customer with a solid relationship, you need to create trust. Consider this statement: sales is a numbers game. Do you agree? When salespeople are forced to meet a rigid quota, such as making a minimum of outbound phone calls every day, the chances are high that they will produce little return on the time invested. As stated before, making a sale is about making a relationship. The numbers game makes the salesperson tight on time and pushy, which a prospect is simply put off by, since they easily see and feel it through the salesperson's mechanical behavior and disinterest. Consider this statement: clients know or should know what they want. Do you agree? Buyers may not know what they want. Sometimes they don't even know what they need. This makes the job of a salesman even more important, as he is responsible for connecting a client to a supplier. A salesman can do a great job of exploring the problem and needs of the customer, working out solutions with the customer, and help building a relationship. Consider this statement: the objective is to get the sale. Do you agree? It is not just about the sale, it is about helping the client. If you help the client, you are likely to get the sale, though if you don't get it, you can always get the next sale. Help the next client, and if you didn't get a sale, move on to help yet another one. Eventually, the word will get out that you are there to help, a quality that is rare and highly desired by clients. Your fortunes can change overnight. Are buyers afraid of sellers? Why? Your clients are susceptible to sales myths as well. They could be suspicious that salespeople will exploit them or are clueless. This is why they are not willing initially to talk about their real needs and concerns. Their problem is usually not very well defined and vaguely stated. This is when a confident salesperson can come to the rescue and help the client by exploring different areas that the client might not have been aware of. In short, defining the problem is half the solution. So, what you have seen so far was a set of sales myths. What is the general message from all of this? That as a salesperson, you benefit most by placing your focus not on yourself, but on the prospect. This may sound like the natural thing to do, but time and again, salespeople fall in the trap of focusing on their own benefit than the buyers and end up behaving in ways that are sometimes not ethical, don't produce results, or simply alienate the buyers. Next, let's look at a critical definition. What is the difference between sales and marketing? How are they related? Marketing. This covers activities necessary to find clients and persuade them to use your product or services. It's the message that prepares the customer for sales. This consists of advertising, brand marketing, public relations, viral marketing, etc. Sales. This includes all the activities a salesperson undertakes to close the sale and get a signed agreement or contract. This is often carried out by meetings, cold calls, and networking. It's usually those activities that engage you with the customer on a personal level. Why is this distinction important from a salesperson's perspective? Because these two areas must work together for a successful sales process. The best way to demonstrate this is with the sales funnel. What does the marketing focus on? To bring the customer in and generate a lead for the sale team. What does the salesman do? To close deals and generate loyal customers who go on to advertise your services and products to other people. What happens if the salespeople fail to get to the bottom of the funnel? Since a lot of time and effort has gone into getting the customer to that stage, it would be a setback to lose the customer at this final stage. The funnels show another aspect of sales. What happens if you think your sales are not going well despite your effort? You need to look into the entire life cycle. Don't just focus on improving your sales activity. The customer might be expecting something different from what you are offering due to wrong information provided by the marketing. It could also mean you need to evaluate and maybe revise your techniques at the beginning of the funnel. One of the best ways to learn about sales is to examine past experiences, which is carried out in this practical. What is the effect of attitude on customers? Your attitude as a salesperson plays an important role in the success or failure of your sale. What happens if you have a positive attitude? What does it mean? Positive attitude in this case means that you should think of yourself as a facilitator and a help to the customer. You are not necessarily there to make money, though that is indeed a sweet byproduct of the exercise. Why is this important? Because it naturally aligns your image, your body language, your manners, and what you say with what you intend to do, which is helping someone else. Consider this attitude. I am a salesman, they will hate me. What is the best replacement for this mindset? I am here to facilitate the process of buying. Let's look at another example. What do you think of this attitude? How can it be improved? My job is to inform the customer so his needs are matched with our product's features. And here are a few more of these destructive attitudes. How can you improve them? I am not necessary and this whole process sucks. My service is necessary as I am about to help someone get what he wants. Apart from having a happy customer, I would feel satisfied as I get a token of appreciation from the person who I just helped to get more from life. I am about to manipulate them and I might be caught. I am here to make people aware of solutions to their problems. This is my responsibility and my efforts are appreciated by my customers. I am here to sell something to someone who doesn't need it. I am an arbiter of knowledge, and my role is to transfer this knowledge from one domain to another to make people more aware of new and better solutions.